Yeah, good morning, all my dear students. And today we are going to continue with the next chapter, that is about 11th chapter. It is interfaces, types, and rules. Okay, so we learnt about an interface. So anyone can define an interface? What exactly is an interface? What it gives? It provides a service. It provides a service. It's like a contract between two things. So the first one will be initiating, the second one will be guaranteed to carry out. Okay, so interfaces define collaboration of operations and a specify a service. So this point you can just remember. Okay, it gives a service, but not all the details of the service. You know what is a service? Just giving the abstract definition. Abstract, only the signatures, no detailed code will be there in that. So that is a service. But the detailed code from where you will get from the to whom you are using that interface. So their code will be substituted over there. Okay, so this is about the interface. And then coming to types and roles, so these types and roles provides us the mechanism for the model. Okay, so using types and roles, it is going to show you some the procedure and the mechanisms for the model. And it we can say in other words, like it gives the functionality, and the complete behavior of the system can be depicted by using types and rules. Okay, so already we learnt about roles in where we have learnt. Tell me, anyone, roles where we have learnt? In association adornments we have learnt. Okay, so here the example of an interface and how this interface is realized through a component. So by seeing the symbols itself, you can make out this is a component. So two tabbed folder is called a component. And
Ma'am,
what are these? These are, yes, ma?
Are you sharing notes, ma'am?
Yeah, I didn't get you, please.
Are you sharing notes, ma'am? PPT. It's not visible to us.
Yeah, I'm sharing, ma. You're not able to see.
Visible, ma'am.
I'm sharing my screen.
I think my network problem, ma'am.
Okay, what about others, ma? Is it okay for you?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, the one who is not getting maybe a problem from your side, ma.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue. Please mute yourself, all of you. So here, by seeing the graphical representation only, we should make out this. What is this? This is a component, two tabbed folder. Okay, and these circles are, we are call them as interfaces. So how do we give interface? So interface preceded by capital I, and this capital I says that it's an interface. So by using these many interfaces, so this .dll is implemented. Okay, so this interfaces, various interfaces provides a service. So this gives one service, iSpell gives some service, the other one gives some service. By using all these services, this is implemented. Okay. So as we have with the other chapters, so here also this chapter is divided into two parts. So what's the first part actually? In every chapter, what is the first part we learn? That is terms and concepts, the terminology with respect to that specific chapter. And today our chapter is about interfaces, types and roles. So we are going to study the terminology with respect to, yes, ma'am?
We are unable to see the screen, ma'am.
All others also.
Yes, ma'am. We can't see, ma'am.
Okay, maybe since that person said I have done.
Yeah, now it's visible, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So keep telling me if at all you are not able to get. Okay, because the purpose won't be survived. Okay, so terms and concepts of this chapter, the terminology. So here the terminology is divided into 5 parts now. First one names, second one operations, third one relationships, fourth one understanding and interface, and fifth one types and roles. So let's see each one in detail. Okay, so here the interfaces is going to give a well structured interface, provides a clear separation between the outside and inside view of the abstraction. So these things we will be learning in detail now. So the interface is a collection where it specifies the service. You can just take the definition of this interface. Okay, and what is a type? Anyone? What is a type? Type of the object. So generally we say data types. So what are the details of that? Okay, so it specifies the stereotype of a class used to specify the domain of the objects together with the operations applicable to that object. Okay, so that is about the type. And then role. So any example you can tell me about role? So when a person and company. So what is the person role in a company? Employee. And what is the role of a, sorry, person role is employee. Okay, and company role? Company role? Yes, please answer. What is the company role? Employer. This example you might have studied in DBMS also. Okay, so that is the role we are talking about here. So that means it's a behavior of an entity participating in a particular context. Okay, and graphically how a interface is given. I hope you are able to get the concepts. See the things already we have studied. Again with respect to that keyword, again it starts from the beginning. So each chapter it gives the details again from the beginning. Okay, so and interface is given in the simple form and expanded form or elided form, canonical form. We have studied in the previous chapters. Okay, so when a stereotype have to show all its details, see, when it has to expose all its operations, so then it can be shown as the expanded form. Okay, so when an interface can be given in an expanded form, when it has to show all its operations in the graphical representation, then we go in the expanded form of an interface by giving the stereotype as an interface just like a class, and we specify where class operations we given, there we can give the interface methods or interface services what it's providing. Okay, so these are the terms. So let's move on to the next one. So the first common modeling first terminology we have about names. Okay, so as we know, a name is a textual string. Okay, a name alone is a simple name. So if you can just see here, name alone is a simple name. Okay, and these names can be given in two different ways. One is simple names and the other one is path names. So when it is a simple name, we just call it as a string. And whereas path name, so it is an interface name. So if you just see this, if this is an interface name prefixed by the name of the package in which that interface lives or exists. So when I say iRouter, interface router, so that means this router belongs to some package. So that is called as networking package. So when we are able to give the complete path, say when you want to give some image, so wherever those images are there, C colon, the drive, wherever is the folder pictures, in that what picture you are taking. So are we giving the complete path when we want to retrieve some image onto some our HTML files? I hope you remember that. That way we can give the path, or else directly copy the image wherever you want. So at that time you don't need the path name to be given. So similarly here we can give simple names or path names. Okay, so naming of an interface is of two types. Okay, and name is a text containing any number of letters. So name can be containing with any number of letters, numbers and punctuations, but except colon, okay. So, and these are the short nouns from the vocabulary of the system, and each interface given with I. So the capital I, just now I was telling, the each interface is given with starting with capital I, or the name preceded with capital I means that it's a interface. Okay, so these are the things about the names. How do we give for an interface? Okay, then moving on to the next one. Second common modeling technique under interfaces types and roles, that is operations. Okay, so interface is a collection of operations to specify a service. Okay, so this point you can just underline. So whole this chapter is about an interface and specifying the service only, it will be there. So in how many different ways you can talk about this point. So all its details and what the information we have about that. So all that have to be given. Okay. An interface do not have attributes. Yes or no? It won't have any attribute. It gives only the operation or a service we say. And operations like a class. And these operations are adorned with visibility properties, stereotype, tagged values and constraints. Okay, so whenever we want to show the operations for a particular interface, we give those operations just like how we give a class. And this representation I was telling you as expanded form of an interface. What is a simple form of an interface? It's just a circle, but expanded form is the one exactly just like a class, and what are all its services will be given in the operation block. Okay, so here, but when you are going to show the interface is an expanded form, so you should give the stereotype as an interface and give the interface name and what are all the methods. See here for this example, open connection paths, URL, set URL to external form. So these are all the operations or the service given by this interface. Okay, so that's how we show the operations for a interface. Tell me why interface is not having attributes. Anyone? It's a logical question. Why an interface will not have attributes?
Interface is implemented by another class, no, ma'am. They will define it and.
Yes, so that is one thing. Okay, so usually concrete methods will have their instances and all. There the properties comes into picture. Okay, at that time then only the attributes things will be coming into picture. But here this is only the service. Only the signatures are given, but not the definition. When definition comes into picture, then attribute properties will come. Okay, good. Okay, so the next one. Next terminology in this chapter, that is relationships. So the things what I was just telling you till now. So that is given here. So please all of you observe this and any one of you tell me what is the difference between the first diagram and second diagram. Both depict the same. Both diagrams depict the same. But there is some difference.
In second diagram, we have classes, objects, and properties, ma'am.
No, I want the answer only with respect to interface.
Okay.
How the interface is given in the first one and how the interface is given in the second one. Direct question I'm asking.
In the second one, it is giving operations and interface name. In the first one,
So
just read the circuit.
that means it's
Only
an expanded form of an interface. Whereas the first one, simple form.
simple form.
Okay. So if you can just observe here, please mute yourself. So if you please observe here, so this observer is an interface, and here also this is an interface. Both are interfaces and it means the same. But when we use this, when you want to show the services of a particular interface, then we are showing it as a class and giving the stereotype as an interface. So what exactly is happening here is, so this observer interface, okay, is a service given to target tracker, and target tracker, by using this service, it is realized. Okay, and tracker is depending on the interface. Okay, so the same example, if you are able to show in the expanded form, so that's what we are able to show here. So observer, whichever is there in the simple form, here we are showing it in the expanded form. And since, as I told you, so using the interface, as this is realized, so we are showing the realization. And this is depending on the interface. Okay, so somehow this second diagram is the expanded brief details of the first one. It is something like first one is the high level of abstraction and this is low level of abstraction. Okay, and here the target class, what are the attributes and what are the operations, and this target class is again a child class of observable class, and this observable class, it's given by using path name of the class. Okay, so these are the details how we can give. So if you can observe in this example, we are able to show the dependencies, associations, realizations. So this is how we can relate the different kinds of relationships among interfaces also. Okay, so again I just repeat. So here realization of an interface is in two ways. So the first one is the first diagram. So though I already explained, I am trying to explain you this in again in another terms. Simple form in which interface and realization relationships are as lollipops. So we have lollipop, a stick with the chocolate or whatever we say. So lollipops once we have. But the second one, expanded form in which we can render an interface as a stereotyped class with the services as operations. Okay, so these are the relationships. Okay, moving on to the next one. Next common terminologies of this chapter. Fourth one, understanding an interface. Okay, so understanding an interface is nothing but set of operations. Set of operation signatures it is going to have. It is going to provide a service for a particular class or a component. Okay, so you can just concentrate here. Full signature of the operations is given. So that is what we were saying. Okay. And then here in UML we can specify more information to an interface in order to make it understandable and approachable. So how we can make it as approachable? So let's see the first one. So we can attach pre and post conditions to each operation with respect to class or a component as a whole. Okay. So by doing this, a client who needs to use an interface will be able to understand what interface does, but not how to use it. Okay, it just provides only the service, but not the details of the service. Okay, so moving on to the second point. The second one, we can attach a state machine to an interface in order to get the different interface operations. Say suppose, as I told you, state machines can be given for a particular state of an object. Okay, at that time. So life cycle of any particular object only can be given as state chart diagram. So state chart diagram means all the different states of a particular object and depicting all those. But similarly here, when we want to get the state of a particular interface, so at that time we can also use the state machine to specify the interface operations. Okay, and then moving on to the third point here, we can attach collaborations to interface. So that is what we have done in the previous example, if you have seen. Okay, so collaboration here means all the things needed for that. So whoever is using that interface is collaborated, grouped by using relationships, and the service is implemented through some class and all. So that is what about the third point. Okay, collaborations to specify expected behavior of the interface through a series of interaction diagrams. So interactions means the communication between those objects. And then last one, last terminology under this chapter, that is types and rules. So what is a type? So already I told you about the type. That is, it can be the data type or the other forms where we can give. Whereas role, it gives the behavior of the entity in a particular context. So the same example what I was covering, so that only is given here. So person and company. Okay. So person and company are the classes. And person instance is given as he. And he is a employee. So person is a employee and that is a role. Company is employer who gives the employment for the employees. And one or many employees will work in many companies. Okay. So that is the relation. So this, the behavior of an entity participating at particular context, we call it as a role. Okay. So here, if at all any details of the person need to be calculated, already that institution is maintaining some services. So using that service, so how much hikes or how much increment, what kind of benefits an employee can be given. So for that they are going to use some interface which is already existing. But the exact details, it has to come from the employee who joined the company. Then only this service can be implemented for that particular person. Okay. So here get employment history. So when particular employee joins there, so there is a service maintained under employee interface for maintaining the history. History means where he have worked earlier, what is his teaching experience, what was the designation there, what was the last salary drawn. So all the details will give you by this interface. Okay, when this interface or service is implemented for a particular person, so what all they want from the history can be calculated. Okay, and get compensation. So if any compensation, if they can give, or they may say probation or regularization of the employee, say if more than 10 or 15 years service is there, Okay, as a fresher, maybe probation is for 3 years. Maybe if they are experienced and more than 10 years, they may cut down the probation to 1 year. So that is what some compensation they can give based on the complete person or employee details and get benefits. So these benefits also, they may continue the service of a particular person. Okay, in order to do that, they are getting all the details. So that's how there will be an interface. So this is some context where we are talking about a particular person. Okay, particular person as an employee in a company. And that company, it has its own services, how they can do. So every year they need not calculate how much hikes they have to give, how much what they are. So accordingly they have the services. When the details of the employee are fed, so all the details how much they have to give and all, based on their rules specified, accordingly it can be calculated. Okay, so that is what types and roles we see. And if we want to use the defined stereotype type, and type is a stereotype of a class. Stereotype of a particular class. What type of class it is? Either it is a concrete class, or whether it is a abstract class or instantiated class. The other terms we say template or generic class. So at that time we can use as type. Okay. These are the things what we have with respect to the first part of the chapter. So the first part of the chapter, terminology, we learned about these concepts, is about names. So how the names are given, simple name and path names. Operations. So operations for a particular interface can be given in an expanded form by specifying the operations in the operations block of just like a class. And the relationships, so we can also specify the relationships and their collaborations among interfaces. Okay, so it can be either dependency, association or realization. So based on the context, so the relationships also exist by using interfaces. Okay, and understanding an interface, so where exactly we can understand or get clear picture of an interface and how it can be approachable. So by giving pre and post conditions, or by taking state machines, or by attaching or collaborating all the interfaces, by giving the expected behavior of it. Okay, so those are the points we learned under understanding an interface. And then coming to the last one, types and roles. So type, as I told you, it is a stereotype of a particular class. We can give what type it is. Okay, maybe for data types, how we have given, we gave stereotype as int, if you remember. So similarly for a class also you can give type. And whereas role, it is nothing but the behavior of the entity participating in a particular context. So these are the details what we have studied with respect to the first part. So moving on to the second part of this chapter, that is common modeling techniques. And common modeling techniques we have two here. So moving on to the first one. Modeling the seams in a system. See, seams here is nothing but surrounding a component. Okay, what is the environment of the component? So those details we are going to study. Let's see this with respect to an example. Okay, here the example of library ledger is given. Okay, so library ledger.dll. So how this ledger? So all of you know what is a ledger? Yes, anyone? Tell me what is a ledger? Hello? Yes, boys? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me no. I want someone to answer.
It's a financial information, ma'am. Collection of
Financial information, yes. So good. So here when you go to library, what are the books issued, what are the books returned? For that they are going to maintain a library ledger class wise. So similarly, you can just imagine that library ledger means the in and out of the books. Okay. So if it is transaction management or with respect to financial details, we say credit debit. Okay, for your understanding, in and out of the books I am saying for a library. Okay, so that can be, all the details are there in this .dll, but these things can be implemented by using some of the services. Okay, so iReports. So by using ledger.dll, I can generate some reports by using interface. Okay, so here this ledger.dll for a particular class, roll number wise, how many books they have taken, how many books they have written, and all. That can I generate a report for the semester? How many books or how many times or how many different kinds of subjects have taken things, when they have taken, when they have given, are there any fines collected from any student? So such service can be given with this. And iStream, if it is, the component is also depending on interface, and this interface is given in the expanded form. Why? Where it wants to show or showcase all the services given by that interface. Why? Because transaction interface is the one where online, when they were when they want to work on this ledger, say just imagine the book of maintenance of your taking a book and returning a book. So those are maintained in the soft copy or in some project or in some automated system of library. Okay, so that one may be having start. So you have to start that, perform action, commit, roll back. Commit means processing. Say if any student takes one book, so if that is entered and done, so that is commit. Roll back when you return the book back, or any transaction if they have done wrong, so the transaction can be rolled back. Okay, they are just the concept just like the DBMS, this rollback one. And so if you see here, this is just like a class representation, but here we are having 4 compartments, just like a class. In class, what we have: first compartment name, second attributes, third operations, and fourth one, if you remember, it is for 2. First, it is for responsibilities, or it can be for the exceptions. So just like a class, even the interface, it can use the 4th compartment for showing exceptions. So sometimes that these transactions, if they are overloaded, or maybe if some problem occurs, so then some exception of failure, there is a chance. So that's what I mentioned under exceptions. And this ledger.dll is also realized through. So if you see the symbol here, realization. So this is also realized through an unknown interface. So starting I means interface, unknown interface, where these are all the operations given by them. And if you see operation colon, HR result, U long. So those are the signatures, what exactly these services are going to return when they are implemented. Okay, so that's how we are going to give the scenes in a system. Scenes means the surrounding of a component. So what is a, here we are taking it as component. So that's why I'm saying surrounding. So what are all the environment with respect to this component? So we are learning. Okay, so this is about the first common modeling technique. So moving on to the second common modeling technique. static and dynamic parts of the system. So before we go into this, what is static, what is dynamic? I want anyone to answer. Many times I told.
Static means we cannot change them. Dynamic we can change.
Yes, that is fixed and this keeps changing. Yeah, good. So the next example, modeling static and dynamic parts of a system. So here, the example of a particular person only is given. Say suppose a class as person in a human resource system. See, common modeling techniques means taking some real-time an example and then explaining the terminology what we have studied. That is the common modeling techniques. Okay. So here, one more example I told you before, if you remember or not. Caterpillar is the same object which keeps in course of time its form is changed into a butterfly. Okay, it's the same object caterpillar which is changed into the same object as butterfly. So here also similarly, when we are going to talk about the static parts, so static part means maybe some state is there for a longer period of time. Okay, so this is also one kind of dynamic aspect only, but why we are saying it as static? Maybe course of time is something like static. Say suppose, see here the example, person. Okay, so person, he may be candidate type, person may be an employee type, person may be a retiree type. So being a candidate, a person being as a candidate or a student, so it is a long course of time, yes or no? Maybe 10, 15 years, 20 years you might be studying. Yes, so that's why these things we call it as when period of time is longer, then we say such things as static types. Okay, and whereas this employee also maybe 20, 30, 40 years of service they say. So that is employee. And retiree, once you are resigned from the job or once your service is over, then you become the retiree until the end of your life. Okay, is it not these three things are in the long course of time? Okay, it's not within a short period of time it's changing. So such aspects we call it as static types. Whereas dynamic type, so within a course of time, maybe not long duration just like static, but if it is maybe less than 5 years or maybe 1 year, so within short period of time, if any changes are appearing, so those things are captured in dynamic types. So if you see here, HR department. So I want someone to tell what is this HR department P:(person). Here P:(person). I want someone to say what exactly is this. Tell me what are the things are this. So things we have many, right? Yes, what kind of graphical representation is it? Yes, ma'am. No one?
Sir,
P:(person).
hires when hires a candidate, it becomes employment. That is showing here.
No, that is clear. From the picture we can talk. But I want to tell you what is that basic building block here. What is this thing called? Say P:(person) underline. What is it? I told you the graphical representations you have to be thorough. That's what I'm asking. See, just giving a person what it makes. In a rectangle, if you just give a person what it is?
Class.
Class. So, preceded with colon and some letter and underline, what it is? Object, ma, don't forget. Okay? So, the instances of a classes are just like classes only, but preceded by colon and the instance name by underline. And the diagram, whatever you are seeing, this can be said as collaboration diagram. So the different objects will be given as the organizational structure. So randomly these objects are placed, and which object is interacting with whom. Why I am saying interacting, you can make out the symbol here. See, the graphical notations, if you are very much clear, so easily you can say. So now what can I say? So here HR department instance is going to hire a person who is a candidate. And once a person is hired from the HR department, he is going to become an employee. Okay, so that is exactly this dynamic parts of this example is shown. Okay, so again I repeat, HR department instance is going to hire a person, and then that person is going to become an employee. Okay, and why we are giving numbering here? So based on which one will become first. So if just imagine that if this numbering is not given in collaboration diagrams, so we don't know, right? Or maybe since you might have drawn, you know what exactly that which is one. So how can in sequence diagram by step procedure they can say which is forwarded first, what's next, and based on that what it is. That is by numbering of action gives the details. The instances are communicated within the system. Okay, so these are the different concepts, terminology, and common modeling techniques which are to be covered in today's class, and these are the